everybody, Joe White here. You know what? You're going to look at the ceiling. Let me turn that light off. There we go. We're in the dark. We're in the dark today. Why am I in the dark? Oh, God. Be lucky that I'm even showing my ugly face. I want to talk a little bit about Uncle Howdy. You know, I shared something on Twitter, or X, whatever we're calling it today, talking about the Firefly Funhouse thing and how they may be bringing these characters to life, which I hope I don't do. I did a whole separate video of that. Go check it out. But I want to talk about they posted, Sam Roberts posted a kind of like a reaction video. He said, I guess the cameras are rolling all the time, and they posted their reaction to the Uncle Howdy teaser last night on Raw Talk. And I got to tell you, I think they're keeping the boys in the dark, even though everybody kind of knows what it is. They're keeping everybody in the dark. Yes, like me, I'm in the dark. They're keeping the boys in the dark about what's going on. I have to wonder, now that we're getting down to the time where, we got, let's see, tonight, maybe. I doubt we'll see a QR code tonight. We'll see one Friday. We might see one Sunday during Battleground. And then I know that we're definitely going to get one Monday. We're definitely going to get one next Friday when they go to Glasgow. And then we're definitely going to get one at Clash the Castle. So that's about what? Raw. So let's see. SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Clash. So 4 QR codes until the June 17th. All signs are pointing to June 17th. I said from the very beginning they're not going to be doing this at a overseas PLE. It's got to be done domestically. And, wow. Hit that like button if you haven't hit it yet, guys. Yes, I'm in the dark. It's raining over here in North Carolina, and I don't feel like cutting the lights on. I have a bit of a headache. But I have to wonder, do they have their opponents in mind? Are they going to... They say a massacre is coming. So when they say a massacre is coming, they better be attacking people on the 17th of June. They better be taking somebody out. There better be some carnage happening when they debut. If not, it's going to be disappointment. It's going to be very much a disappointment. We got 18 people watching. Hello, everybody. Hit that like button if you can, please. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as my refrigeration unit kicks on in the background. We're here talking about Uncle Howdy and how they're going to debut, who they're going to attack. A lot of people thinking that they're going to be exclusive to SmackDown, which they're debuting on a Raw. Bray Wyatt was able to go to both brands there for a little bit before he settled down on SmackDown, but stranger things have happened. It's not like these guys were drafted. Wagner Sanchez says, what is this? It's me in the dark talking about wrestling. Liv Morgan, I want to give a little bit more praise to Liv Morgan. If you would have asked me 5 years ago if Liv Morgan could pull something like this off, I would have told you no. But now I think that, she's definitely shown improvement. She's probably one of the best wrestlers, best improved wrestlers since the pandemic. She's definitely come into her own. Her work is improving. You got to get those reps in. Scott Gamer says, Uncle Howdy and them attacked the Judgment Day. That could very well be possible. After this past Monday, we saw the Judgment Day just running rampant on Raw. I mean, every member of the Judgment Day had a match, except for Dominic this past Monday. So, who knows? The Judgment Day is crumbling from the inside out anyway. And I talked a little bit about that today on my video recapping what went on over the weekend. I feel bad for Finn Balor. Finn Balor definitely deserves more. Finn Balor deserves better. He's the first ever Universal Champion. He definitely, I think he needs another world title run in the near future. 28 people watching. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. It helps spread the word about what we're doing here on From Pillar to Post. Finn wins Money in the Bank. I don't know about that. Money in the Bank right now comes down to two people. Jey Uso and LA Knight. I would like to see LA Knight get it. I think LA Knight deserves a world title run, but they say his age hinders him, which is crazy because you had Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, who are, if not in their 40s, they're pretty close to it. Roman Reigns, I think, is definitely in his 40s. Out there, AJ Styles is in his, almost 50, and he's running around, doing stuff. So age is definitely a number nowadays in WWE. But getting back to Liv Morgan, I said it I've been saying it for weeks. She's going after Dom, and it's going to lead to her taking away everything from everybody, and that she's going to be the linchpin when it comes to the Judgment Day imploding. Scott Gamer says LA Knight versus Logan at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. Yeah, it's definitely looking like that. So I mean, LA Knight would win a singles title, but I don't think that I don't know. LA Knight deserves more. He was at the cusp of getting more last year. And then for some reason, they just yanked the rug out from him under him. And he's cooled off tremendously. And if you go back and look on the channel, I warned about that. I said, if you don't pull the pin, if you don't pull the trigger on LA Knight now, you're going to lead him down a path where people are going to stop caring about him. And it's slowly but surely gotten to that point. Oh, man. Thank you guys who are watching. Please hit that like button. It definitely helps us out here at the channel. I've noticed that the last few months that people have been hitting that like button, and it definitely helps my videos show up in other people's feeds. So I definitely thank you guys so much. And thank you to everybody who subscribed over the last few months. I never dreamed that I would even hit 100 subscribers or even 10 subscribers when I first started this channel. Now we're over 500. So thank you guys so much. MJF. I saw something over the weekend that somebody had rigged up a Sportskeeda article, which I trust Sportskeeda about as far as I could throw them. I mean, they got Russo on their payroll, for crying out loud, so what does that tell you? But something saying that MJF is making an exorbitant amount of money. And no, he's not making over $3 million. He's not making over $3 million. He's probably right at the $3 million mark. AEW right now is cutting talent. And if you want to call it that. I don't look at, when I look at contracts expiring and just saying, okay, you're a private contractor, your contract is over, we're choosing not to renew you, we'll see you, maybe we'll see you down the line. That's not a release. What he did to Jimmy Havoc at the beginning, that's a release. Letting someone's contract expire. Let's see, who do you think will win, Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre? I think that CM Punk finds a way to cause a DQ. So I think Drew McIntyre wins the match but doesn't win the title. That's what I think happens. And they're really gonna make the Scottish crowd mad and the UK crowd mad, because this will be 2 years in a row that he gets screwed out of the title in Europe, But I'm sorry, it's just not the time for Drew to win it. They just put it on Priest. If anybody's going to take that title off of Priest, I think, I mean, I don't know right now who does it. But they're definitely going to be leaning towards Punk and McIntyre at SummerSlam. So maybe McIntyre wins the title and the Punk McIntyre match is for the belt. Who knows? But if it was me booking it, you haven't seen CM Punk really in the last few weeks. I would have him, play his music as a distraction, do that old bit. I would have him come out there. I mean, he's very close to being cleared. He is so close to being cleared. Punk wins the Rumble and wins the title match at Mania. That's where I think that's where we're going next year if he doesn't walk in there as champion. Either way, he gets his WrestleMania main event that he's always wanted. But at the same time, Punk himself has said that he's kind of given up on that. That's not really a crutch for him anymore. Main eventing WrestleMania. He doesn't feel as strongly about that as he once did. Damian Priest versus Punk. I don't buy. Here's the thing. I like Damian Priest. I really do. But him as champion doesn't do it for me. It really doesn't. If they would have kept it on Drew and he would have went into Scotland as champion, then maybe that could justify him losing the title in Scotland. But they shoot themselves in the foot when they subscribe to the whole theory that, everybody must go over in their own hometown because Tony Khan is doing it. And the stigma around Vince not doing it was, goddamn pal, it gets some heat. So now we're kind of trapped in the middle where you can't have anybody lose in their home country because then it's like, that's Vince McMahon booking. But you can't have them win every time in their hometown either because then that's lazy booking from, as Jim Cornette would say. It is lazy booking. So what do you do to create, what do you do to create the... How do you solve the problem? Well, you have him win the match, but you have him win it by DQ. Therefore, he doesn't win the title, but he still won the match. And maybe he gets his hands on Punk for a few minutes in Scotland to end the pay-per-view. If it were me, I would have Punk just, play Punk's music. Maybe show him in the production truck and play Punk's music and have it be distracting to Drew McIntyre. And then Damian Priest rolls him up 1, 2, 3. Or if you're going to have Punk there, have Punk enter. That's just the only way I see them getting out of this. I don't, unless you're going to... But the thing is, what do you do with Damian Priest once he loses the title? That's another thing that gets me. What do you have to do with Damian Priest once he loses the title? There's a lot of different... That's the beauty of Triple H's booking. Is that there's a lot of ways they could go. But I'm going to get back on the MJF thing for a second here. People are saying, is it a mistake that MJF did not sign with WWE? No. AEW is the place for MJF. He can't be himself in a WWE ring. MJF likes to curse. MJF likes to use 4-letter words. MJF likes to yell and scream and do all that. You can't do that in a WWE ring. They would have to tone him down. Even though WWE has gotten a little bit edgier. And even though they're getting ready to go on Netflix, they're still going to be a PG product. That's the one thing people are forgetting, is that they're still going to be PG. Because they have some archaic belief that if they rate it TV-14, people will stop their kids from watching. And that Mattel will pull their merchandising contract, their action figure contract. Here's a little hint, guys. My kid's been watching wrestling literally since the day after he was born. All the way, so I mean, we were in my ex-wife and I were in the hospital room watching Monday Night Raw the day after he was born. He saw Triple H on the TV, and my kid looked up at the TV and his eyes widened when Triple H came on the screen. He's been watching it ever since. People are going to continue to let their kids watch, even if they don't go TV 14. But MJF tends to make it, TVMA at times. Not that I mind that, but, MJF did a good thing staying where he was. Now, getting the tattoo and everything, what a crappy looking tattoo, by the way. But anyway. He can't, and I don't think he signed for anything over $3 million. Nobody's making over $3 million in that company except for one guy. And even still, I don't even think he's making that much over $3 million. Not even Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are making over $3 million a year. Why would you need to make more than $3 million a year? Hell, pay me $500,000 a year. Come on. If somebody else's truck starts up in the background. I'm over here at our terminal here in North Carolina. But I'm going to jump off here and go watch Jordynne Grace on NXT. I am a Jordynne Grace fan. Well, I like her work. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. I like Jordynne Grace's work. But I tend to like the Jordynne Grace of about maybe 5 years ago rather than the Jordynne Grace of today. And that's all I'll say on the matter. That's not any disrespect to her. That's just my preference as a fan. Anyway, folks, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. And thank you guys for your comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope to do more of these live ones in the future. Who knows? I really don't like showing my ugly mug on camera. I really don't. So who knows? But we'll see you down the road.